Still camping Naughty Dog's Twitter feed like it's Black Friday doorbuster hour. Same, until they finally shout part 3 is real. Let's feed the hunger with 10 stories of busted worlds, found families, and the kind of danger that makes your controller squeak. 2 picks are playable today, the rest are on the horizon, so smash that wishlist button before you forget. Oh, and while you're here, tell us in the comments which short game you blitzed through last weekend. Your shoutouts drive next week's countdown. Ready? Flashlight on, backpack zipped, here we go. At number 10 we have State of Decay 3. Picture The Last of Us waking up in a massive open map, high-fiving 3 bodies and saying, let's clean up this mess. That's State of Decay 3. The world is tired, cold and definitely hungry for human flesh, especially after wildlife caught the virus. What's the deer those antlers don't miss? You'll sprint through boarded up suburbs, bust open garages for spare spark plugs, and weld grandma's SUV into a rolling fortress. Every survivor you recruit has hopes, fears and that one annoying habit. Lose them and their story vanishes forever. Nights are pitch black, bullets are coins, and winter storms can freeze your crops if you forgot the greenhouse upgrade. Maybe you'll build a hilltop clinic and play a hero, or maybe you'll raid your neighbor's pantry because your people are on the edge. The clock never stops, the map remembers your mistakes, and co-op arguments over the last can of beans are half the fun. State of Decay 3 is launching on Xbox Series and PC, Day 1 on Game Pass sometime in 2026. And yeah, we're already planning the sick day excuse. At number 9 we have Into the Dead or Darkest Days, Texas 1983. The sun beats down, the dead shuffle by, and you're stuck in a side-scrolling slice of purgatory that somehow looks drop-dead gorgeous. Into the Dead or Darkest Days throws you in charge of a ragtag bunch of everyday nobodies. Librarians, mechanics, the kid who still can't parallel park. None of them trained for zombie whack-a-mole, but they're all you've got. You'll sprint across flaming streets to snack canned beans, duck their broom handles into spears, then stumble home to patch up bite marks and bruised feelings. Every night you pick who gets a bed, who gets the last aspirin, and who pulls watch with a baseball bat the size of their courage. Doors break, morale cracks, and hard choices bite harder than any walker. Thanks to a slick 2.5D camera and chunky pixel art, the city feels alive even while it's dead. Best part? It's playable right now on Steam, demo included, so you can see if you're tough enough before dropping any cash. Number 8, Metro Exodus. You thought Moscow's metro tunnels were too rough. Wait until you crawl out and see what Mother Russia looks like after 30 years of nuclear winter. Metro Exodus is a grimy road trip toward a janky steampunk trend, driven by hope and held together with duct tape and prayer. You're Artyom, flashlight flickering, gas mask fogging, shotgun rattling, leading your crew of survivors across 4 seasons of ruined country. One stop you're tiptoeing past mutants in a frozen charge. The next you're baking in a toxic desert while a demon bird circles overhead. Ammo is rare, filters are life, and the handmade guns jam at the worst moments, forcing you to breathe slowly and fire smarter. Between the firefights, you swap stories around the campfire, tune a guitar, and wonder if the horizon actually holds a safer place. The 2023 Enhanced Edition layers ray trace sunlight over every cracked windshield, so when a mutated bear drools on you, you practically feel the slobber. Pro tip, tap that gas mask Y button often. At number 7, The Sinking City 2. If The Last of Us is grounded horror, The Sinking City 2 is what happens when that ground starts whispering madness at you. Set in a semi-open 1920s Arkham that floods, rots, and rearranges itself when you're not looking. This sequel tightens the sprawl of the original into handcrafted districts, dripping with cosmic dread. Think fungus clickers, but replace the spores with tentacles and a choir of cultists chanting just out of sight. You still swing a crowbar and conserve revolver rounds, yet every bullet also buys a few extra seconds of sanity. Yes, there's a mind meter tracking how close you are to Lovecraft-style gibbering. Detective puzzles are now optional side quests, so action heads can sprint straight into survival horror, while clue hunters can still piece together what cursing sank the town. Frogwares is building the game while literally dodging real-world shelling in Ukraine, which makes every dev diary clip feel heroic. PC, PS5 and Series X and S are penciled in for 2025, cosmic entities willing. At number 6, As One We Survive. Swap Joel's rock beard for top-down pixels and you've got As One We Survive, a post-pandemic heartbreaker where a father combs the wasteland for medicine to stop his daughter's cough from turning into a death sentence. It looks cute from the sky view until the wolf pack tears your fence down and you realize the bandages ran out yesterday. Every action cost calories, daylight, or the trust of the settlers you're trying to fold into your camp. Skip patrol duty and raiders might torch your greenhouse, push your temperature gets too hot and her morale drops into the red, making her refuse food. There are no insta-heals. Wounds need stitches, infections need rest, and winter arrives like a landlord demanding rent. Hardcore mode will chew you up, but there's also a story setting for players who just want the feels, without the repeated faceplants. Early access lands on Steam in late 2025, and a tiny spoiler, the demo's final cutscene will punch your tear ducts directly. Number 5, we have Forest Rains. Picture yourself crossing the Seine on a collapsed metro bridge, while ivy-covered gargoyles stare down like stone predators. That's Tuesday in Forest Rains, a sci-fi nightmare that asks, what if nature didn't just reclaim the city? What if it talked back? Paris has become one gigantic sentient greenhouse. 3 split apartment blocks in half, pollen drift like glowing mist, and vines occasionally reach out, curious to taste your flashlight. Here's the wicked twist. The forest is watching. Torch its roots, and the foliage turns hostile. Spotting thorn beasts that hunt you by sound. Treat it with respect. Use its bioluminescent sap to heal a wounded companion. And the canopy might open secret paths and lend you plant-based powers that make clicker stealth feel tame. Every decision rewrites alley layouts in real time, so no 2 escapes look the same. Former Stalker devs are at the helm, promising non-linear storytelling and multiple endings shaped by how symbiotic or savage you choose to be. Wishlist it now. Release date is still when the forest is ready. Number 4, we have Rooted. Imagine Joel and Ellie woke up 50 years later, drones buzzing overhead, bacteriological snow pattering on ruined skylines, and humanity down to its final stubborn pockets. That's Rooted, an open-world survival sim proudly wearing its Last of Us inspiration on a grimy sleeve. You spawn with nothing but a multi-tool and a half-charged drone, then choose where to rebuild. Peaceful farmstead where wolves test your fences, or a neon-tagged high-rise crawling with bandits and defunct security robots. Camps aren't window dressing. Every workbench, solar panel, and rain collector shows in real time. And if you slack on maintenance, a summer heat wave will fry your crops. The world itself evolves with your footprint. Clear a forest for lumber and storms erode your topsoil. Spare an enemy patrol and you might later partner with their settlements instead of trading gunfire. Solo play is tense, but dropping co-op lets friends pilot support drones or man the perimeter while you raid a pharmacy for antibiotics. Early alpha footage already nails that. Scarce supplies, high-stakes wipe, and the dues promise both PC and console launches once community testing wraps. Survivors, start planning your blueprint board now. Next up at number 3, we have No More Light. Tired of fungus zombies? How about 6-foot locust warriors that click their mandibles when they're annoyed? No More Light dumps you in a co-op wasteland where insectoid aliens have colonized the skies, the subways, and unluckily for you, the food chain. Survive long enough and your body starts changing. Chitin plates sprout over scars, a second eyelid sharpens night vision, and a guttural hiss becomes your new battle cry. Each mutation is a fork in the road. Lean into the backside for brutal melee combos and pheromone cloaking. Or cling to human DNA and keep your empathy, and maybe your sanity. The show stealer is the parasite cam. Tag an alien crop with a neural worm, pilot it through vents and explode it in the highest face. Perfect revenge for any player who ever threw a brick to save ammo in The Last of Us. Dynamic horde events make safe houses temporary at best, and a branching narrative decides whether Earth has space for 2 apex species. No launch date yet, but the views promise an open beta once the metamorph talent tree finishes molting. Add it to your wishlist if you want The Last of Us intensity with an extra pair of wings. Next up at number 2, we have God Save Birmingham. Fast forward, actually rewind to Blake era England, where the only thing grimmer than the weather is the undead horde battering your thatched cottage. God Save Birmingham reimagines The Last of Us as a 14th century siege simulator. Cobblestone alleys, flickering torches, and peasants yelling "Mind the rotters" in thick Brummie accents. You're a rookie carpenter turned accidental tactician, hammering doors into shields and rigging church bells as zombie luring alarms. The game's physics sandbox is delightfully chaotic, and single shot sends a wagon rolling downhill crushing enemies, and if you misjudge the slope, maybe your best friend. Every rescue run nets timber, pitch, or dubious medicine brewed by terrified monks. Bring refugees inside and morale rises, but food dwindles. Turn them away and the guild meter ticks up, echoing The Last of Us knack for wrenching choices. Ocean Drive Studio launched the early access build this spring and pledges to expand Birmingham quarter by quarter until the entire medieval city and its plague-scarred countryside is explorable. Console versions are slated once the PC trench run is stable. Number 1, we have Retrieval. If The Last of Us nails grounded terror, Retrieval shoots it into deep space and turns the oxygen off. The year is 2132, and research outpost K-84 orbits a featured exoplanet 18.6 billion miles from Earth. An evacuation order goes sideways, leaving lead engineer Hannah limping through a subterranean tram network lit only by emergency strobes. Every tunnel echoes with chittering. That's the sound of harvesters, once human surveyors, warped by an alien pathogen. Think clickers, but armored in crystal growth that refract your flashlight right into their eyes. You scavenge cracked visor plates, 3D print custom ammo, and reroute power to bulkhead doors, buying seconds to breathe while your suit's CO2 meter creeps up. Radio diaries from missing crew members drip feed the backstory and force you to decide whether you're rescuing them or putting them out of their misery. Developers promise a single-player campaign laced with optional co-op flashback missions where you play the doomed team pre-outbreak, a neat twist that should double the heartaches. We haven't seen raw gameplay yet, but if the cinematic trailer's level of crime and tension carries over, we're looking at a lights-off, headphones-on classic when it lands on PC, PS5 and Series X and S in late 2025. And that, fellow survivors, is our stash of 10 games to scratch the Last of Us itch. If you're still here, you're officially elite level loyal, so here's your reward. Naughty Dog once hid a full ring Easter egg. Call 1-800-555-0199 in Part 2's Seattle Arcade, and you'll hear a cheesy vacation jingle that fades into garbled infected clicks. Try it next playthrough, if you dare. Now we need your intel. What short, punch-packed game did you finish this month? Drop the title in the comments to steer next week's top 10 games you can finish fast. While you're down there, hit like so the algorithm doesn't leave our video on a hospital journey, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Backpack seat, flashlight off. See you in the next safe house.